Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare Namaha Krishna,
Yadavaya Namaha, Gopal Govindaram, Shimadhusudana.
Vakakarodivataram,
Pangum Langayati Girim, Yatkripa Tamaham Vande, Shri Gurum Dinatarinam, Paramananda Madhavam, Shri Chaitanya Ishvara,
Hare Om.
Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. Today we will continue with the compilation of the Shri Krishna Chaitanya book. Today's chapter is entitled as Amoga, the son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, blasphemes Lord Chaitanya. Under the section, the Lord accepts prasadam at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 15:224.
ভট্ট বাক্য শ্রবণে প্রভুর প্রসাদ সেবন এত শুনি হাসি প্রভু বসিলা ভোজনে জগন্নাথের প্রসাদ ভট্ট দেন হর্ষ মনে.
Hearing this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu smiled and sat down to eat. The Bhattacharya, with great pleasure, first offered him the prasadam from the Jagannath temple. CC Madhya 15:245.
ভট্ট জামাতা ষাঠিপতি প্রভু নিন্দক অমোঘ হেনকালে ভট্টাচার্যের জামাতা কুলীন নিন্দক তেহ ষাটি কন্যার ভর্তা.
At this time, the Bhattacharya had a son-in-law named Amoga, who was the husband of the daughter of Shati. Although born in an aristocratic Brahmana family, Amoga was a great fault finder and blasphemer. CC Madhya 15:246.
ষষ্ঠী হস্তে ভট্ট দর্শনে অমোঘের ভয় ভজন দেখিতে চাহে ভট্টাচার্য.
Wanted to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eat, but he was not allowed to enter. Indeed, the Bhattacharya guarded the threshold of his house with a stick in his hand. CC Madhya 15:247.
ভট্টের অন্যমনস্কতায় প্রভুর পাত্রে বহু অন্ন দর্শনে প্রভুকে নিন্দন তেহ যদি প্রসাদ দিতে হইলান মন অমোঘ আসি অন্ন দেখি করয়ে নিন্দন.
However, as soon as the Bhattacharya began distributing prasadam and was a little inattentive, Amoga came in. Seeing the quantity of food, he began to blaspheme. CC Madhya 15:248.
এই অন্নে
Some people, I always like to fault find,
So there are some people, they always like to fault find.
just like you have flies and bees.
Just like you have flies and bees.
Flies like to go to the stars and the rotten things,
So flies like to go to the source and the rotten things.
and bees they go to flowers,
The bees,
take the honey.
they go to the flowers to take the honey.
Some people, their nature is to find fault.
So some people, the nature is to find fault. CC Madhya 15:248.
এই অন্নে তৃপ্ত হয় 10-12 জন একলা সন্ন্যাসী করে এতেক ভক্ষণ.
This much food is sufficient to satisfy 10 or 12 men. But this sannyasi alone eats so much? CC Madhya 15:249.
ভট্টাচার্য ফিরিয়া চাইতেই অমোঘের পালায়াম শুনি ভট্টাচার্য তবে উল্টি চাইল তার অবধান দেখি অমোঘ পালাইল
As soon as Amogha said this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya turned his eyes upon him. Seeing the Bhattacharya's attitude, Amogha immediately left.
ষষ্ঠী হস্তে ভট্টে পশ্চাধাবন ভট্টাচার্য লাঠি লইয়া মারিতে ধাইল পালাইল অমন তার লাগনা পাইল
The Bhattacharya ran after him to strike him with a stick, but Amogha fled so fast that the Bhattacharya could not catch him. CC Madhya 15:251.
পূর্ব নিন্দক অমোঘকে ভট্টের তীব্র ভর্ৎসনা ও শাপ তবে গালি শাপ দিতে ভট্টাচার্য আইলা নিন্দা শুনি মহাপ্রভু হাসিতে লাগিলা
The Bhattacharya then began to curse his son-in-law and call him ill names. When the Bhattacharya returned, he saw that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was laughing to hear him criticize Amogha. CC Madhya 15:252.
প্রভুর নিন্দা শ্রবণে ভট্ট পত্নীর ক্ষোভ শুনি ষাঠির মাতা শিরে বুক ঘাট মারে ষাটির আন্ডি হোক ইহা বলে বারে বারে
When Shati's mother, the Bhattacharya's wife, heard this incident, she immediately began to strike her head and chest, saying again and again, "Let Shati become a widow." CC Madhya 15:253.
প্রভুর উভয়কে সান্ত্বনা নানান্তে প্রসাদ সেবন দুহার দুঃখ দেখি প্রভু দুহা প্রভু দিয়া দুহার ইচ্ছাতে ভোজন কইল তুষ্ট হইয়া
Seeing the lamentation of both husband and wife, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried to pacify them. According to their desire, he ate the prasadam and was very satisfied. CC Madhya 15:254.
So, and a lot of the last thing, Sarvabhaumacharya and his wife
Hearing about the blasphemy, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife
were very disturbed.
was very disturbed.
They cursed their son-in-law.
They cursed their son-in-law.
Lord Chaitanya, he was laughing,
But Lord Chaitanya, he was laughing.
and he ate the prasad to satisfy them.
And he ate the prasad to satisfy them. CC Madhya 15:254.
প্রভুর আচমন আচমন করাইয়া ভট্ট দিল মুখ বাস তুলসী মঞ্জুরি লবঙ্গ এলাচি রসবাস
After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finished eating, the Bhattacharya poured water for the Lord to wash his mouth, hands, and legs, and offered him flavored spices, tulasi manjaris, cloves, and cardamom. CC Madhya 15:255.
সর্বাঙ্গে লেপিল প্রভুর সুগন্ধি চন্দন দণ্ডবত হইয়া বলে সদৈন বচন
The Bhattacharya then placed a flower garland over Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and smeared his body with sandalwood pulp. After offering obeisances, the Bhattacharya submitted the following humble statement. CC Madhya 15:256.
অমকৃত নিন্দার জন্য ক্ষমা প্রার্থনা নিন্দা করাইতে তোমা আনিনো নিজ ঘরে এই অপরাধ প্রভু ক্ষমা করো মরে
I brought you to my home just to have you blasphemed. This is a great offense. Please excuse me. I beg your pardon. CC Madhya 15:257.
অদর্শী প্রভু প্রভু কহে নিন্দা নহে সহজ কহিল ইহাতে তোমার তার কি অপরাধ হইল
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, what Amoga has said is correct. Therefore, it is not blasphemy. What is your offense? CC Madhya 15:258.
প্রভুর পশ্চাৎ ভট্টের অনুব্রজা এত বলি মহাপ্রভু চলিলা ভবনে ভট্টাচার্য তার ঘরে গেল তার শনে
After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left and returned to his residence. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya followed him. CC Madhya 15:259.
ভট্টের বহু দৈন ও শরণাগতি প্রভু পদে বহু আত্মনিবেদন করিল তারে শান্ত করে প্রভু ঘরে পাঠাইল
Falling down at the Lord's feet, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said many things in self-reproach. The Lord then pacified him and sent him back to his home.
Sarvabhaumacharya was so apologetic.
So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was so apologetic
That he would leave again forgiveness with self-criticizing.
So he was again and again begging forgiveness for the self-criticizing.
Lord Chaitanya pacified him and sent him home.
Lord Chaitanya pacified him and sent him home. CC Madhya 15:260.
গৃহে পত্নী সহ ভট্টের গভীর খেদোক্তি ঘরে আসি ভট্টাচার্য সাক্ষীর মাতা শনে আপনা নিন্দিয়া কিছু বলে না বচনে
After returning to his home, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya consulted with his wife, the mother of Shati. After personally condemning himself, he began to speak as follows. CC Madhya 15:261.
চৈতন্য নিন্দকের বধি তৎকৃত অপরাধে প্রায়শ্চিত্ত চৈতন্য গোসাই নিন্দা শুনি যাহা হইতে তারে বধ কইলে হয় পাপ প্রায়শ্চিত্তে
The man who has blasphemed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is killed. His sinful action may be atoned. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. The Hari Bhakti Vilasa cites the following quotation from the Skanda Purana concerning blaspheming a Vaishnava. Yohi Bhagavatam Lokam Upahasam Nrupottama Karoti Tasya Nashyanti Artha Dharma Yashasutaha Nindam Kurvanti Ye Mudha Vaishnavanam Mahatmanam Patanti Pitrubhi Shardham Maharaurava Samnite Hanti Nindanti Vaidveshti Vaishnavan Navi Nandati Krutyate Yati no Harsham Darshane Patanani Shat. In a conversation between Markandeya and Bhagiratha, it is said, "My dear king, one who derides an exalted devotee loses the results of his pious activities, his opulence, his reputation, and his sons. Vaishnavas are great souls. Whoever blasphemes them falls down to the hell known as Maharaurava, accompanied by his forefathers. Whoever kills or blasphemes a Vaishnava And whoever is envious of a Vaishnava or angry with him, or moreover does not offer him obeisances or feel joy upon seeing him, certainly falls into the hellish condition. Also, Hari Bhakti Vilasa 10.314 gives the following quotation from the Dwaraka Mahatmya. In a conversation between Prahlad Maharaja and Bali Maharaja, it is said, those sinful people who blaspheme Vaishnavas, who are all great souls, are subjected very severely to the punishment offered by Yamaraja. In the Bhakti Sandarbha 313, Srila Jiva Goswami quotes this statement concerning the blaspheming of Lord Vishnu. E nindanti rishikesham tad bhaktam punya rupinam shata janmarjitam punyam tesham nashyati nishchitam te pachante mahaghore kumbipake bhayanake bhakshitaha kita sangena yavat chandra divakaro Shri Vishnu avamananat Gurutaram Shri Vaishnavo Langanam Tadiya Dushaka Janan Na Paschet Purushadamam Taishardam Vaschaka Janai Sahavasam Na Karayet. One who criticizes Lord Vishnu and his devotees loses all the benefits occurred in 100 pious births. Such a person rots in the Kumbhipaka hell and is bitten by worms as long as the sun and moon exist. One should therefore not even see the face of a person who blasphemes Lord Vishnu and his devotees. Never try to associate with such persons. In the Bhakti Sandarbha 265, Srila Jiva Goswami further quotes from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.74-40. Nindam Bhagavata Shrinmams Tatparasya Janasya Va Tato na paiti yah sopi yatyada Sukritachyuta. If one does not immediately leave upon hearing the Lord or the Lord's devotee blasphemed, he falls down from devotional service. Similarly, Lord Shiva's wife Sati states in Srimad Bhagavatam 4.4.70, if one hears an irresponsible person blaspheme the master and the controller of religion, he should block his ears and go away if unable to punish him. If one is able to kill, then one should by force cut out the blasphemer's tongue and kill the offender. And after that, he should give up his own life. C.C. Maharaj. C.C.
So, see how heavy it is to even hear a blasphemy of Vishnu or a Vaishnava.
So we can see how heavy it is to hear the blasphemy of Lord Vishnu or the Vaishnavas.
This should be avoided.
This should be avoided
at all costs.
C.C. Madhya 15.262.
সমর্থপক্ষে প্রাণত্যাগ কিন্তু স্বয়ং ও জামাতা উভয় শক্ত ব্রাহ্মণ বলিয়া হত্যার অযোগ্য কিংবা নিজ প্রাণ যদি করি বিমোচন দুই যোগ্য নহে দুই শরীর ব্রাহ্মণ.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya continued, or if I give up my own life, this sinful action may be atoned. However, neither of these ideas is befitting because both bodies belongs to Brahmanas. C.C. Madhya 15.263.
হরি গুরু বৈষ্ণব নিন্দক সঙ্গ সর্বদা পরিত্যাজ্য তাহাদের মুখ দর্শন অবিধেয় পুনঃ সেই নিন্দুকে মুখ না দেখিব পরিত্যাগ কইল তার নাম না লইব
Instead, I shall never see the face of that blasphemer. I reject him and give up my relationship with him. I shall never even speak his name. CC Madhya 15, 264.
হরি গুরু বৈষ্ণব দেশীপতি পত্নীর নিশ্চয় পরিত্যাজ্য ষাঠিরে কহতারে ছাড়ুক সে হইল পতিত পতিত হইলে ভর্তা ত্যাজিতে উচিত
Inform my daughter Shati to abandon her relationship with her husband because he has fallen down. When the husband falls down, it is the wife's duty to relinquish the relationship. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya considered that if Amoga were killed, the killer would suffer sinful reaction for killing the body of a Brahmana. For the same reason, it would have been undesirable for the Bhattacharya to commit suicide because he was also a Brahmana. Since neither cause could be accepted, the Bhattacharya decided to give up his relationship with Amoga and never see his face. As far as killing the body of Brahmana is concerned, Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.53 gives the following injunction concerning a Brahma Bandhu, a person born in a Brahmana family, born of a Brahmana father but devoid of Brahmanical qualities. The personality of Godhead Sri Krishna said, a Brahma Bandhu is not to be killed, but if he is an aggressor, he must be killed. Quoting the Smriti, Srila Sridhar Swami comments on his quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam, an aggressor intent on killing may be a very learned scholar of Vedanta, yet he should be killed because of his envy in killing others. In such a case, it is not sinful to kill a Brahmana. It is also stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.7.57, cutting the hair from his head, depriving him of his wealth, and driving him from his residence are the prescribed punishments for a Brahma Bandhu. There is no injunction for killing the body. As far as Shati, the daughter of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, was concerned, she was advised to give up her relationship with her husband. Concerning this, Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.18 states that one cannot be a husband if he cannot liberate his dependents from inevitable death. If a person is not in Krishna consciousness and is bereft of spiritual power, he cannot protect his wife from the path of repeated birth and death. Consequently, such a person cannot be accepted as a husband. A wife should decide, dedicate her life and everything to Krishna for further advancement in Krishna consciousness. If her husband abandons Krishna consciousness and she gives up her connection with him, she follows the footsteps of Dvijapatnis, the wives of the Brahmanas, who were engaged in performing sacrifices. The wife is not to be condemned for cutting off such a relationship. In this regard, Shri Krishna assures the Dvijapatnis in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.23.31 to 32. My dear Dvijapatnis, rest assured that your husbands will not neglect you on your return, nor will your brothers, sons, or fathers refuse to accept you, because you are my pure devotees. Not only your relatives, but also people in general, as well as the demigods, will be satisfied with you. Transcendental love for me does not depend on bodily connection, but anyone whose mind is always absorbed in me will surely, very soon, come to me for my eternal association.
This shows how, on one hand, the offense of Vaishnava is
So
so
this
serious.
so this shows how, in one hand, the offense to the Vaishnavas is so serious.
On the other hand, how their devotion to Krishna protects one from all kinds of evil results.
In other hand, it shows how pure devotional service to Lord Krishna protects one from all the evil
Results.
results. CC Madhya 15:265.
Smriti Vacham. Putincha Putitang Tajyat.
When a husband is fallen, one's relationship with him must be given up. Purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This is a quotation from the Smriti Shastra as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 7.11.28. A wife who is satisfied, who is not greedy, who is expert and knows religious principles, who speaks what is dear and truthful and is not bewildered, and who is always clean and affectionate, should be very much devoted to her husband if he is not fallen.
So, this morning, I being asked what's the qualification of a good wife.
So this morning I was being asked, what is the qualification of a good wife?
Here,
So here
we see that description.
we see that description.
And what if a husband is not fallen?
And if the husband is not fallen,
So wife is not a slave. She can leave a husband who is fallen.
so the wife can leave the husband who is fallen. CC Madhya 15.266.
অমোঘের বিশ্বচিকা রূপ সেই রাত্রে কাহা পলাইয়া রহিল প্রাতকালে তার বিশ্বচিকা ব্যাধি হইল
The night Amogha, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law, fled, and in the morning he immediately fell sick with cholera. CC Madhya 15.267.
চৈতন্য বিদ্বেষীর মৃত্যুর সম্ভাবনা শ্রবণে ভট্টের হর্ষ অমোঘ মরেন শুনি কহে ভট্টাচার্য সহায় হইল দৈব কইল মোর কার্য
When the Bhattacharya heard that Amogha was dying of cholera, he thought it is the favor of providence that he is doing what he wants to do. What? Okay. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 15.268.
ঈশ্বর অপরাধ ফল তৎক্ষণাৎ দৃষ্ট ঈশ্বরে তো অপরাধ ফলে তৎক্ষণে এত বলি পরে দুই শাস্ত্রের বচনে
When one offends the Supreme Personality of Godhead, karma immediately takes effect. After saying this, he recited two verses from the revealed scripture. CC Madhya 15.269.
মহাভারতে বন পর্বে 241-15 মহতা হি প্রযত্নেন হস্তরথ পতিতিভি অস্মাভির্যদ অনুষ্ঠয়েত গন্ধর্বস্তত্ত্ব অনুষ্ঠিতম
We have to arrange with great endeavor by collecting elephants, horses, chariots, and infantry soldiers has already been accomplished by the Gandharvas. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This is a quotation from Mahabharata, Vanaparva 241.15. Bhimasena made this statement when all the Pandavas were living in exile in the forest. At that time, there was a fight between the Kauravas and the Gandharvas. The Kaurava soldiers were under the command of Karna, but the commander-in-chief of the Gandharvas was able to arrest all the Kauravas by the virtue of superior military strength. At that time, Duryodhana's ministers and commanders requested Maharaj Yudhishthira to help. After being petitioned, Bhimasena spoke the verse given above, remembering Duryodhana's former nefarious and atrocious activities against them. Indeed, Bhimasena felt it very fitting that Duryodhana and his company were arrested. This would have been accomplished by the Pandavas only with great endeavor. CC Madhya 15:270.
विष्णु वैष्णव विद्वेष फल श्रीमद् भागवत में 10:446 आयं श्रियं जशो धर्मं लोकान आशीष एव च हस्ति श्रेयांसि सर्वाणि पुंस महदति क्रम.
When a person mistreats great souls, his lifespan, opulence, reputation, religion, possessions, and good fortune are all destroyed. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. This statement from Srimad Bhagavatam 10.4.46 was made by Shukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. This quotation concerns the attempted killing of Krishna's sister Jogamaya, who appeared before Krishna's birth as the daughter of Mother Jashoda. This daughter Jogamaya and Krishna were born simultaneously, and Vasudeva replaced Jogamaya with Krishna and took Jogamaya away. When she was brought to Mathura and Kamsa attempted to kill her, Jogamaya slipped out of his hands. She could not be killed. She then informed Kamsa about the birth of his enemy Krishna, and being thus baffled, Kamsa consulted his associates, who were all demons. When this big conspiracy was taking place, this verse was spoken by Shukadeva Goswami. He points out that the demon can lose everything because of his nefarious activity. The word Mahat Atikrama, meaning envy of Lord Vishnu and his devotee, is significant in this verse. The word Mahat indicates a great personality, a devotee of the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Being always engaged in the Lord's service, the devotee themselves are as great as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Mahat is also explained by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita 9.13. Mahatmanastu mam partha devim prakritim ashritaha bhajanti ananya manaso nyatva bhutadim avyayam. O son of Pritha, those who are not deluded, the great souls, are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Being envious of the Lord and his devotee is not at all auspicious for a demon. By such envy, a demon loses everything considered beneficial.
So, by Amoga's offensive activity,
So by Amoga's offensive activities,
he was put into suffering.
he was put into suffering.
And that is appropriate for one who commits offense.
So that is appropriate for one who commits offense. Thus ends the chapter entitled Amoga, the son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, blasphemes Lord Chaitanya. Under the section, the Lord accepts prasadam at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Srila Gurudev will be back. Krishna.
What? Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to Guru Maharaj Virtual Book Table from Sridham Mayapur. Welcomes you. Tomorrow is Ekadashi. And please take advantage of it and do extra rounds and for extra spiritual benefits by you'll get by sponsoring books. And do let others know such opportunity to become new members of GMVT. Today we have the following GMVT members participated in first time of book distribution. Up from Avatari Desh Yatra, 501 Gitas, Purnajit Datta from Midnapur 2 Gitas, Arindam Kaur 1 Gita, Vasudev Jeevan Prabhu 1 Gita, Akash Rajavamshi Prabhu 1 Gita, Akshay Rajavamshi Prabhu 1 Gita. Overall total today, Guru Maharaj distributed 507 Maha Big Books. Hari Hari Bol! On behalf of each of these GMVT members, on every Ekadashi, a special puja is being conducted in Sridham Mayapur. These wonderful devotees are also getting a special Narasimha Puja on the next sunrise in Sridham Mayapur. Please, all of you also bless them by calling out loudly after me. Nitai Gauranga! The virtual table is thankfully looking forward to receive your WhatsApp message 24 hours both day and night at +919434760402. +919434760402. And we need a special prayers for all the following devotees, whoever, and some names we may not mention here. Due to this pandemic, all the people, either devotees or non-devotees, are suffering a lot. So we need our prayers for their well-being, spiritually and materially, so they can do their bhakti without any this pandemic effects. Let's pray from Mayapur, if Krishna wills, for Rajeshwari Sugopi Mataji. She left her body. Her Mataji is from Kolkata due to COVID. And Gokulapati Madhav Prabhu, his lungs infected. He's suffering with COVID. And we chant together, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, Guru Maharaj is back. So we can go with our birthday celebrating devotees. So now Ramabhadra Ratiprada. Hare Krishna Prabhu. It seems your internet is down. Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Oh, Hare Krishna, Pirandanal Narvalthukal. How are your parents? Please unmute.
Please accept our respectful obeisance. Guru Maharaj, please bless them. We have discharged our parents yesterday, Guru Maharaj. Please pray for them for their speedy recovery, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you so much, Gurudev. Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Okay, Shashank Koti Krishna Das. Okay, Hare Krishna, Shashank. Bagunara Janmadina Subhakankshalu. Shubhakankshalu.
Hare Krishna Guru Maharaj. Session Koti Krishna is doing the Bhakti Shastri under the guidance of Your Grace Sir Urmila Devidas Mataji, and he is also doing part-time Mridanga teacher job. Please kindly bless him so that he will be a nice servant for you at your lotus feet, Guru Maharaj. Please kindly bless him.
She's saying that her son is doing Bhakti Shastri under Urmila Mataji and teaching Mridanga. Teaching Mridanga lessons, right?
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Teaching Mridanga lessons. So she's requesting Srila Guru Maharaj to bless the son so that he can serve you nicely.
Krishnamati Astu.
Krishner Motirastu. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Thank you for the wonderful
Hare
offer.
Ram.
Hare Krishna. Sindhu Priya. Hare Krishna. Happy birthday. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Please unmute.
Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances unto your lotus feet. Guru Maharaj, I have learned sloka in my KKC for your protection. It's the sloka of Narsimhadeva. Om Namo Bhagavate Narsimhaya Namaste Jasti Avir Bhava Vajranaka Vajradam Strakarmashe Rande Rande Tamo Grasa Grasa Om Swaha Abhayam Atmani Bhuishta Om Shrom. And also Guru Maharaj, I'm daily doing 5 rounds of sadhana. 4 rounds for me myself and 1 round for you, Guru Maharaj.
Okay.
Hare Ram.
Thank you, Narsingadev ki. So please accept my blessings. And Guru Maharaj is virtually cutting the cake and we're feeding you virtually. Krishna Matirastu is blessing you. Arpita Gopika, Hare Krishna. Where are you from? Mayapur. Okay, Hare Krishna. Internet is not so good. So blessings for you, Arpita Gopika Mataji from Krishna Matirastu. Banomalini Induleka Devidashi. Oh, thank you for the Black Forest cake. Jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Banamali. Hare Krishna. Prabhu's birthday. Rupa Raghunandan. Hare Krishna. Wow, we can see Malayappa Swami behind you. Hare Krishna. Okay, please unmute.
Krishna Guru Maharaj, please accept our respectful obeisances. Please bless that we continue very determined in Krishna consciousness and serve you, Guru Maharaj.
Hari Bol. Guru Maharaj. Krishna Guru Maharaj is blessing you.
Krishna Matirastu.
Krishna Matirastu. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the wonderful offering. Hari Bol. Shreyas, Sangit Priya Madhavi Mataji and Sanchali. Shreyas, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj, please accept our humble obeisances unto a divine lotus clay. And please bless both of my children so they can chant 16 rounds nicely and serve you, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Blessings to all of them from Srila Guru Maharaj.
Krishna Matirastu.
Krishna Motirastu. No birthday, no?
К племени Кеши Матаджи Вакун Хари Прабhu Хари Кришна Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо, что присоединились.
Okay. Banamalni Induleka.
Krishna Matirastu.
Switching. Oh, Krishna Motirastu. Where to go, Guru Maharaj, now?
China? Bangladesh? Late for them, Guru Maharaj.
America.
America.
Okay.
Okay.
Not Bangladesh?
America. Hare Krishna, Indulata Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Amani Gaur Chandra Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you and your family. Thank you very much for joining. Balavrinda Vinita Gandharvika, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Chaya Mataji, Hare Krishna, where is Dhruva and Balaji Prabhu? Anyway, blessings to all of them. Lalitangi Mataji, Sevananda Chaitanya Prabhu, thank you very much for joining. Blessings to Prahlad and Nima as well. Special prolonged blessings for both of you. Hare Krishna. Nanda Kumar Krishna Prabhu, where is Nayan Manjari Mataji? Hare Krishna. Anyway, thank you for the wonderful offering. Oh, Jai. Oh, Gaur Nita is getting dressed up today. Hare Krishna. Jai Nitai Gaur. We can see Radha Madhav in the side as well. Okay, thank you for the wonderful offering. Hare Krishna. Nitai Haridas, Ramya Subhangada, Sachi Prana Gaur Hari Prabhu, thank you for the Makhana and the Ekadasi Upma. Lalit Keshav Prabhu, Abdul Kinga, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Sudarshan, Hare Krishna, Vaishnavi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Okay, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Yeah. Hare Krishna, thank you very much. Second time, special blessings. Yeah, just now, birthday. Malayappa Swami was there. Hare Krishna, Krishna Ramananda Prabhu, he is in the Central New Jersey Temple. Darshan of Nitai Gaur, Radha Shyam Sundar, Jagannath Baladev Subhadra. They are wearing a golden and red outfit. Hari Bol. Thank you for the wonderful darshan, Prabhu. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Urjeshwari Radha Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Where is Shivakumar Prabhu? Okay, Hare Krishna. Sumukhi Nandini Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Okay. Okay, blessings to all of you. Vasavi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Haribol, Ujjwal Nitai, Deeptiman, Hare Krishna, Mango Strawberry Shake. It's for Guru Maharaj, right? Okay, Hare Krishna. Haribol. Haribol. Deeptiman. Janeshwar Gauranga Prabhu, Varshana Chitra Mataji, Hare Krishna. Janeshwar Gauranga Prabhu, we didn't see you yesterday. Okay, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Haribol, Satyaraj Govinda Prabhu, Achyut Presi Tulsi Mataji, Krishna Chaitanya and Jhanavi. Blessings to all of you. Thank you very much for joining from Florida. Okay, Jayanti Mala Mataji, where is Prabhuji and where is Mukund? Thank you. Strawberries from Home Garden. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Oh, Prem Vikas Prabhu, we didn't see you for a long time. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Divyangi Mataji from Omaha. Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Braja Vilas Gauranga Das, ¿cómo estás? Bendiciones de Guru Maharaja. Gracias por su excelente Mahaprasad. Gracias por unirte. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Medini, okay. Haribol, Medini Mataji. Okay, today is our initiation anniversary, Guru Maharaj. Bendiciones de Guru Maharaja. Yeah, anniversary of the initiation.
Russia.
No, Russia.
No, Spanish.
We are in USA.
No,
we are in USA. So then I thought we'll go to South Africa, then Russia, like that.
Okay, Mataji, would you like to say something to? Okay. Okay, Hare Krishna. Gracias. Krishna Remi, gracias por unirte. Hare Krishna. Praladeshwar Prabhu. Sumukha Mataji, Hare Krishna, ¿cómo estás? Gracias por unirte. Ananda de Lalita Mataji, ¿cómo estás? Bendiciones de Guru Maharaja, gracias por unirte. Very nice, wonderful background. Okay, Jiveshwari Gandharvika, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Pushpa Gopal Prabhu, Hare Krishna, Radha Madan Bihari, Hare Krishna, Narsinghadev, Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman from Peru, Nitai Gauranga, Haribol, Hare Krishna. Radha Madan Bihari, right, Guru Maharaj? Okay. Leela Mai Gaurangi, gracias por su excelente garland. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Isha Priya Radha from Bogota, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Brajavilas, second time special blessings. Hare Krishna. Haribol. Kolevicha Sridhar Prabhu, gracias por unirte. Bendiciones de Guru Maharaja. Jai Nrsimhadev. Jai Radha Krishna. Aishwarya Lakshmi Mataji, gracias por su excelente Mahaprasad. Thank you very much for joining. Bhakta Miguel, Hare Krishna, ¿cómo estás? Gracias por unirte from Argentina. Hare Krishna. Krishna Sevini Radha, Hare Krishna Mataji, gracias por su excelente tea. Thank you very much for joining. Gracias por unirte. Subhadra Swarnangi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Alka Patel Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ishani Madhuri Mataji, Prem Prakash Gaur Prabhu, Aradhya, Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Sarvasu Madhuri Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ganeshwara Nitai Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Meeta and Siddhi, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Wow, Haribol. Guru Maharaj is you are also very dear to Guru Maharaj. Hare Krishna. Seva Priya Mataji from Leicester, Hare Krishna. Thank you. Hari Bol. Oh, we couldn't see Radha Madhav today. Anuradha Achut Priya Mataji, Rasaraja Narasimha Prabhu Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Aravinda Krishna Prabhu and Yamuneshwari Mataji, cheese pasta. Oh, cheese sevya upma. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. Harpita Lakshmi Mataji, Yaduveer, blessings to both of you. Thank you very much for joining. Madhavi Manurupa Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Manohar Nitai Chandra Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you and family. Rasarnava Gopal Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Supriya, okay, Janava Mataji, she's Sukanti Revati Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Ruski.
Вартана Хари Прабhu и Дамаяни Тулси Матаджи Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо за ваше подношение. Аудари Лила Матаджи Хари Кришна, спасибо, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Рада Рупи Матаджи Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо за ваше подношение. Капремия Кешви Матаджи и Вайкун Хари Прабhu, второй раз благословение вам, Хари Кришна. Лока Палика Матаджи, Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо, что присоединились. Спасибо за ваше подношение. Мадура Гопика Матаджи и дети Нитая Нанга Манджари, Хари Кришна, Гуру Махарадж благословляет вас. Спасибо, что присоединились. Специальное долгое благословение вам.
Haribol, where is Tina? We are not seeing her nowadays. Kusuma and Mona. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, Dina Shrestha, Ayush and Ayusha. Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you. Where is Ayush? Anyway, thank you. Ayusha, Hare Krishna. Ayusha, Hare Krishna. Vagunara Prabhu. Very nice. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ranjini Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Pramida Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Raghu Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sujana. How is your brother-in-law doing? If he's doing good, thumbs up, please. Okay, great. Yeah, the yajna has been performed for him. The puja also here in Mayapur. Please unmute, Prabhu. Please unmute.
Hare Krishna, Dandavats Guru Maharaj.
Prabhu, keep it short.
He left the body. Before
Oh, okay. So, did you cremated him?
Yes.
Did you put Ganga Jal, Charanamrita,
Yes.
Tulsi twigs?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Sorry.
I'm sorry to condolences. Hare Krishna. Sujana, Lakshmikant, Tirtha, Rudra, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Vijay Prabhu, thank you for the roti, dal, raita. Thank you very much for joining. Bagunara. Hare Krishna. Oh, second time special blessings. We came back to see Mataji and Aradhya. Okay, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing all of it. Say Priya Mataji done. Did. Madhavi Manjurupa, we not yet. Madhavi Manjurupa Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ratiraj. No, Guru Maharaj. Oh, Krishna Matirastu, Ratiraj Gauranga Prabhu, wonderful darshan of the deities. Oh, Mataji is also there. We can see Radha Gokulananda this side, Radha Madhav that side, Sudarshan Chakra, Radha Krishna, Radha Randanishwar right in the center inside the altar, and a chapan, it's not a chapan book, a Raj book. Oh, Puliohara is there. Oh, Gaurnitai. I think these deities are being made in South India. It looks so beautiful. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. We can see Rajapur Jagannath right in the corner. Hare Krishna. Okay, Taruni Tulasi Moharani Mataji. Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you, wishing you a wonderful happy birthday. birthday blessings from Guru Maharaj.
Krishnamati
Krishnamati Rastu. Ni hao ma, Yashoda Premi Mataji. Seshini for joining. Malini Kripa Mataji Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Zangli Mataji Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Chaitya Guru Mataji Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Charu Madhavi Mataji Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Haripriya Ganga Mataji Guru Maharaj is blessing you.
As I will.
Okay. Yeah, going ahead. Yeah. Rasarati Mat Jayapatma Mataji Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Rasarati Mataji Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you for the avocado. Sitala Mataji, Hare Krishna. Ni hao ma, kemonachen. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Tungabhadra Mataji, Hare Krishna. Hari Bol. Jashoda Patma Mataji, wow. Thank you for the wonderful offering. Srila Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Jogapriya Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. We can see Radha Madhav behind you. Hare Krishna. The Mayapur calendar. Damodar Desh. Urukrama Krishna Prabhu and Seva Patma Mataji, Hare Krishna. Thank you for the wonderful question today morning. Okay, Hare Krishna. Premamai Satyavama Mataji and Dhananjay Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Lata Ashwani, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sandhya Vasudev, Vinod Brinda, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shobha Yashoda Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Manashwini Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Jayada Rukmini Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you for the wonderful paratas. Okay, thank you for the Kala Jamun. Jai Raseshwari Prabhu, Mataji and Vijay Rao Prabhu. Thank you very much. Sorry Mataji, I said it wrongly. Sadgunamaya Devaki Mataji, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Swarna Gopika Mataji, thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Kakuli Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining.
We are not going to visit and
Okay, there is a very special announcement to all of you. Those who are raising your hands, you will not get darshan tonight. Hare Krishna. Siddheshwari Chitra Mataji, Shri Hari, thank you for the cabbage bhaji. Bhaktin Chaitanya Priya Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bhavatarni Radhika Mataji and Swaminathan Prabhu, eppadi irukkinga? Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Gauranga Ganeshwar Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Madhavi Sugopi Mataji, Gaurangi, thank you for the dosa and chutney. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Preetimai Radhika Mataji, Rasapriya Mataji, where is Mahananda Chaitanya Prabhu? Anyway, blessings to all of you. Tushtatma Gaura Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Radha Jivan Krishna Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna. Valmiki Ram Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Champak Lata, Prem Datta, Gopinath Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shyama Shri Prada Mataji and Rajesh, thank you for the pasta. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Apakabar, Vrindavana Sundari Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bhavya Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you for the wonderful. Okay, thank you for the wonderful prasad. Ikadaka Pampinchu, Hare Krishna. Shiromani Nandarani Mataji, thank you for the almonds and walnuts. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Satvika Mataji, thank you for the dab. Hare Krishna. For summer, thank you. Very good. Very nice. Krishna Mukunda Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ratneshwari Boshuda Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Suhashini Gaurangi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Snehamai Boshuda Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ekonishta Lokipriya Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sharada Brajashri Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shilpi Chaudhary Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sukanti Revati Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. All glories to the Ananta Ananta Desh devotees. Chaitanya Charitamrita. Hari Bol. All the best in reading. Kerani Mataji, milk, barfi, and kokum. Oh, kokum is also good for summer. Hare Krishna. Sudevi Rani Mataji, eppadi irukkinga? Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much. She told me many times she dreamed that you are walking. Hare Krishna.
missing your lot, Guru Maharaj.
She says she's missing you a lot also. Yeah. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, sure.
India only left. So, I just we are not going. Sorry.
Okay. Damodar Priya Radha, bread pizza. Second time special blessings. Hare Krishna. Rajkumari Niranjana Nanda Kishore, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Sulakshana Gopi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Kairava Chandrika Geeteshwari Vishnu Priya Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Who's that? Deepak Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Welcome. Well, is it your brother? Yes. Okay. So Prabhu, please join every day, okay? Hare Krishna. Okay, Akhil Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Raisin cashews and almonds, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Arindam Kar Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Aravindaksha Govinda Prabhu, Anupamya Gopika Mataji, Golokpriya Gorangi Mataji, Hare Krishna. We are waiting for more videos. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Hari Bol. Koti Shashi Goranga Prabhu, Bagunara. Thank you for the garland. Hari Bol. Thank you for the mangoes as well. Mala Babundi. Krishna Karnamurti Prabhu, Jogini Jamuna, and Chandru, Guru Maharaj is blessing all of you from Bangalore. Okay, thank you for the Dokla, Muskan Mataji, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Sudevi Sunayana Mataji, Sudiksha and Dakshan, Hari Bol. Where are your parents? Oh, Mataji is there. Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna, Sanjeev, Ramarupa Gaura Prabhu, Hemasundri Gaurangi Mataji. Thank you very much for joining. Patmakshi Mataji, how was your chemotherapy? Okay, good. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hare Krishna. Radha Padvi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bagunara Mataji, Guru Maharaj. Rasapriya Gopika Mataji. Thank you for the Rava Laddu. Evdir Kinga. Hare Krishna Prabhu Bagunara. Okay, Hare Krishna. Hare Bol. Vasaharini Madhavi Mataji and Tanvi Mataji, Evdir Kinga. Oh, Coimbatore Te Plus. Wonderful. Radha Varadeshwari Mataji from Chennai. Vanakkam. Evdir Kinga. Okay, Devi Shrestha and Shiv Bangshu. Hare Krishna. Thank you for the mango. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Harshita Sharma Mataji, thank you for the apples and banana. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Gaurpriya Sachimata Mataji, Vijay Venudari Prabhu, Yangananda, Guru Maharaj Ningala Asirvadikinna. Thank you very much for joining. Oh, Janani and Anand Prabhu, thank you for the Dokla, Gujarati Idli. Kishori, Guru Maharaj is blessing you and your parents, Hari Narayanan and Vishnu Priya. Oh, Yelada, wow, this Kerala special. Leela Mai Nitai, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hare Krishna, Vrinda Mataji from Mayapur, Guru Maharaj is blessing. Okay, Poonam Deepshika, Deepu, thank you for the hot milk. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Sudamai Chitra Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Gautam and Kaushik have joined. Okay, Nidhi, Ramesh and Kushi. Hari Bol Kushi, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Hari Bol. From Bangalore. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you, Kushi. Patmanav Prabhu. Okay. Blessed by your visit to ISKCON Kuch Behar. Kuch Behar. Radha Rasbihari behind you. Hare Krishna. That is Janmashtami 2018 outfit. Prema Vinodini Mataji from Bangalore. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Oh, Dab for summer. Guru Maharaj. Hari Bol. Yeah, so much Dab today and Kokum. So we are feeling like winter here. Shyam Sundar Srinivas Prabhu and Shrida. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much for the rice, dal and soup. Thank you very much. Bagunara Prabhu. Pooja Mataji, thank you for the khichdi and potato chips. Wonderful combination. Hare Krishna. Ramya, Hare Krishna. She's joining for the first time. Welcome. We hope to see you every day. Hare Krishna. Rashi Mataji, thank you for the mango. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Rishikesh, Parth and Kalindi. Hari Bol Kalindi, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shweta Saha Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shama Krishna Priya Mataji and family blessings to all of you. Shyam Sundar Das, Madhavi Mataji, Guru Maharaj. Snigdhamai and Saki, thank you for the handwo. Kolkata handwo. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Balalakshi. Okay. Swati Monica, Sweetie Nitai, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Tapashwini Narayanan, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Tapashwini Narayanan, the parents. Devi and Guru Charan, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Tapashwini Narayanan. Okay, special blessings. Hare Krishna.
हाँ
Tapashwini and Narayanan, Hare Krishna. Where is Amala Manjari Mataji?
हाँ
Yeah, switched on, Guru Maharaj. Amala Manjari Mataji is not there?
She is holding camera.
Okay. Anyway, blessings to all of you. Thank you for the Patram, Pushpam, Phalam, Toyam, and Arati. Gokula Gorangi Mataji, is that your mother? Oh, welcome, Mataji. Swagatam. Guru Maharaj Ningla Asirvadikana. Thank you very much for joining. Oh, our Mayapur Vasis, Yashoda Nandan Prabhu and Lalita Madhav Premi Mataji. Thank you for the mangoes. Hare Krishna. Akshaya Mataji, thank you for the mixed sauce pasta. Hari Bol. Saurav Seth Prabhu, Hare Krishna. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Kerala Radha Devi Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Shravya Mataji from Guntur, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Bankim Govinda Prabhu, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Anju Mataji, Hare Krishna, thank you for the Pushpanjali, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Ananda Vishaka Mataji, thank you for the walnuts and mango. Hare Krishna, Santushta Govinda Prabhu, thank you very much for joining. Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Pran Saki and Ranchor, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, Hari Bol. Thank you for the darshan of Jagannath. Okay, Hare Krishna, Suchitra Revati, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Kaushik, where is Gautam? Blessings to both of you. Thank you very much for joining. Shashimukhi Madhavi Mataji, Jai Radha Sham Sundar. Shushmita Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hari Hare Krishna Chaitanya, Anantalila Mataji, Hari Bol. Rasika Ratika Mataji, Narayan Gauranga Prabhu, Bhakti Parayani Mataji, Harsha Radhika Mataji, Bhagyashri Mataji from Calcutta, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Deepika Vishwas Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you, Krishna.
Hello.
Sunil Preeti and thank you for the
Wow.
Preeti Rao, Hari Bol, thank you for the mangoes. Yeah, mangoes, Guru Maharaj. Yeah, green or ripened?
Green.
Ripened, okay. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Would you like to say anything to? Okay, Guru Maharaj is blessing you. Thank you very much for joining. Hari Bol. Okay.
Hello.
Hari Bol. Special blessings to Jalangi Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Okay. So, Gallery view darshan.
Yeah, she was there.
Hari Bol. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha. Kripa sindhu bevacha. Patitana pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hari Bol. Hari Bol. They're done.